Hello, hello. Welcome to my live stream. Just adjusting my camera a little bit here more so you can see me and the painting. Trying to get light on it. Hi, I'm Rachel Hogan with Rachel Hogan's Art. This is art. And these are brushes. This is an oil painting on canvas that I've been working on for a couple of months. It started at last year. And also, please let me know if you can hear me or if you can't hear me. Oh, Patty Myers. Hi, hello. Thank you for joining. I've been having so much fun painting this painting. It started out as several different, let's see, this is like the third time I've gone over this painting. And, oh, I sound fine. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate that. So I started, it was all this color down here, this teal color. And I thought it was kind of boring. So then I painted another picture over that and I didn't like it. And now I'm painting this last and final picture because this octopus is super awesome. So this is the one that wins. This is the last painting, last and final. I hope you can see it okay as well. I'm just using my cell phone to do this live. So thank you for joining me. And let's see, Patty, where are you from anyway? I've got my orange brush and I've got my blue brush. I'm going to actually be doing some yellow down here in the bottom corner. And I'm trying to keep the brushes I'm using nearby. I've got my palette here with all the colors, oil colors that I'm trying to keep from drying out before I finish this painting. I don't know if you have ever worked in oils or not, but it's completely different than acrylic. Theo! Whoa, what's up, dude? Welcome. Thank you for joining again. You always find me. Your octopus looks amazing. Thank you. Patty Myers, you're from Ohio. Oh, is it warming up there? It's got to be getting a lot warmer. Hopefully. Okay, let's see. I'm feeling like you can't really see me that well, but I want to make sure you can see this painting. Let's see. I'm going to make an adjustment real quick. Hopefully you don't get too dizzy. Sorry. My favorite thing in the world is adjusting this so you can see everything. And that little blip over there in the corner. There. Oh, I think that'll work. Awesome. Veo, where are you from anyway? Let's see. I think I got the light out of the way. You can see the octopus and you can see me. And I threw down some flooring on my carpet. And I thought it was locked in. Oops. It's not locked in. So I might be tripping over that and cussing. So, but that's okay because I wanted something over the carpet. So I'll just deal with that. And I think the lighting's okay. And I'm just getting ready to paint yellow. I've got another brush. This is going to be my yellow brush. And I've got my paint thinner here. Now this is just a jar. I put some wire in and then I painted it so it looks like it's not a pickle jar. I didn't want a pickle jar. So this is my paint thinner. And then I have another one here that is also a pickle jar, I think. And I put some wire mesh in the bottom, just cut it and folded it down to fit and put my paint thinner in here. So I might use this one for light colors. We'll see. Paint thinner tends to get a little bit muddy. So for now, I'm going to start with that paint thinner, get my brush kind of primed up a little bit. But I am determined to finish this thing today because my goal, New Year's resolution, is to finish my paintings. And why don't I see myself? DP with DJ. DJ, hi, how are you? I have got a lot of, yeah, and happy Monday to you, Bayo. I'm gonna turn that off and back on and see if I can get myself to be more up to date. Yeah, that's already better. Just stopping in to say hi, give you a thumbs up. Oh, thank you, DJ. That's awesome of you. Thank you. Hearts. Ah, you're awesome. Thank you. All right, so we're finishing this today. I still think we can see it better. Maybe turn it a little bit more. Hope that's good. And Patty, are you a artist by chance? Um, okay, we're gonna grab some of our yellow, and I'm getting some paint thinner here because our yellow is very, when it comes out of the tube, it is very uh, stiff paint. And normally I like to use a palette knife to kind of get it ready and smooth it out. But my palette is full of color, and I know if I do that, I'm gonna start like accidentally bumping colors. So just for fun, I'm gonna add just a little bit more yellow up here. I want to get that nice and bright. And just kind of finish that off a little bit. So we want to make sure that we have some good coverage, some good color. And I do have a paint medium here. This is, doesn't actually say what it's made out of. Usually it's like sunflower or safflower oil or walnut oil or some kind of oil like that. But just a teeny drop is all you need. So I'm going to throw that on there. And what it does is it makes it smoother and glossier, and also it makes it smoother and glossier, and also extends it so the paint will flow a lot better. I feel like there's a lot of room between me and what you're seeing there. Let me just adjust this one more time. I think that's good. Okay, Patty, I've only painted one acrylic painting and would love to paint more. Oh, that's awesome. What was the painting you painted by chance? Was it like an animal or beach scene, landscape, person, flowers? Everyone likes to do flowers. It's a little bit of yellow, a little bit more there. I just wanted to accentuate this flower up here before I headed down to the lower flower toward the bottom of the of this awesome creation here. All right, so I'm kind of skipping around. Like I started this planet here. I don't know, can you see me? Can you see me here? I have so much lag here in my video. I apologize. Patty, freehand 3 poppies blowing in the wind. Oh my gosh, I bet that's so cool. Isn't there a song, Blowing in the Wind? That'd be a cool song to put it to if you post it online. The answers, my friend, are blowing in the wind. And I promise I won't sing anymore. That's an old, I think it's an old 60s song. I'm just kind of trying to mix this paint up. There's always so much mixing when it comes to painting, especially oil colors. I do a lot of mixing on canvas, however. Now we're going to do the slower portion. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. I think it will stand out more. And you freehanded. Did you, oh, Patty, did you have a photo reference when you were freehanding that? That is my question. All right, so here we go. We're going to do a little bit of yellow right in here. And this is still wet from yesterday, so I am going to be getting a lot of orange in here. It's going to look more orangey than, um, what do you call it, than yellow. And then when I go over it for the last time, it's going to be uh, brighter when I put all the finishing touches on. So I'll finish it today, but the final touches will be tomorrow or tonight, and then I'll be glazing the whole thing. So get a little bit more yellow down here. It's a little bit too thin, so I'm packing on a little bit thicker paint. All right, just get down with your painting. It's really important to become one with your painting and the floor sometimes. There we go. Now we've got some paint on there. This will give us a really good center to start from. And in between, I am wiping off the orangey part off of my yellow brush because I want to keep it nice and orange or yellow. I feel like you still can't see me. Angie, you made it on here. Jangalo. Hey, son, I love you. Thank you. Yeah, this is one of the funnest paintings I've done. I'm going to actually move. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I think if I move this camera over just a teeny bit, maybe down a little bit. I'm glad you love this, Angie, and that you got to stop in and say hello. I'm so excited that you're here. And Tony, thank you for dropping by. I know you do your podcast today at some point, and you got all my morning messages. So, but you've been on my mind real strong. And at some point, let's see, Tony, Zenetra is driving her truck today, but she said she's going to try to watch. And I think I'm just going to throw in a little bit more yellow right in the eye area, just to pop it out just a teeny bit, just right there. And I'm not sure how dry this got. I should have checked it before I started the stream, but of course I just now thought of it. So I'm taking my rag here and I'm gonna wipe out any excess what do you call it? Any excess paint I don't want, which is quite a bit actually. So we're just gonna pull that off. Get it ready for yellow because I do not want the yellow to get in there. Now, when I started this flower, I wasn't sure what kind of flower it was going to be or the exact placement. So I just kind of did a general orange, tangerine actually color. I have more fun when I get on the floor to paint than anything because then I really feel like I'm one with my painting. Um, let's see. Patty, oh, you did not have a photo reference. Well, then you must really be good at poppies. When it comes to flowers, I can like these flowers are just kind of fantasy flowers, so no, I'm not using a reference. I'm just making it look cool because this is a fantasy painting, and so it doesn't have to be realistic flowers. but I am getting all the way down. Look at that. You can see the white down there. And this is going to be really cool. Oh, and then also, and you can use a Q-tip or paper towel or whatever. But being oil paint, this is definitely going to get my hands messy. But I also like gardening and digging in the dirt. So we're going to be, so I always get messy hands. Let's see. I don't know if you can see me or not, or the painting, but I am scraping this off right there. Oh, it's going to be so cool. Yay, I'm excited. I'm going to be honest, and this is the first creative painting that I've just kind of winged that I've done in a long time in oil. And I feel really good about it because that's how I normally like to paint. Okay, so can you see me over here? Maybe I should move the camera just one more time. It's kind of weird because I am fine on the screen. Oh, thanks, Patty. Vicky, you made it. Hi, Vicky. My poor friend Vicky has to work today. Late shift, that's always fun. I'm working my early shift today. All right, so we're getting a little bit more yellow. So all the stuff we just scraped off, I'm going to go ahead and throw yellow on it. And then later, I'm going to put on probably another accent color, where this one I started with a purple. It sat for a couple of weeks. And then and it dried really well. So when I put the yellow on, it didn't mix with the paint. Um, so, uh-oh. Oh, that's the problem. There we go. I just hit my hole. All right. So Vicky, Patty, and what time is it? I think I still have time, Tony, to watch your live stream. I think I'm gonna do yellow, a little bit of yellow going across this one too. A little Saturn. But mostly we'll stick to the flower down here. I like yellow a lot. And believe it or not, why am I getting all these text messages? Who's texting me? Believe it or not, yellow is a base color to brighten colors up a lot when you would think white is the color to lighten it, but it's really not. Yellow is like the most important brightening color. And it's surprising how much yellow is needed. Actually, I used to do hair for like 25 years. I was a hairstylist in the Seattle area, and that was extremely fun. I had my own hair tanning salon and spa, and I got to know a lot of people. I had it for about 10 years, and it was fantastic. I wound up moving from the Seattle area to New York. So I've been going around a bit, and I landed here in Florida, which I love. So I'm down here in case you can't see me. I should move the camera closer. Then you can see the flower I'm working on. So I think I'll do that. I'm just going to move this down a little bit. Vicky. All right, I think you can see that okay, right? Move it a little closer. Well, all right, so we're getting our nice thick paint on here. Kind of medium thick. It's not the thickest because I did add some uh, thinner to it and a little bit of extender paint medium. It's like safflower oil or some kind of oil, or could be linseed oil. So I use some kind of oil. And in the video, I can see my hand, but I can't see my face. It's so weird. Okay, so we're getting that color. We're just going to get that color on here. I'm just globbing it on. Yeah, too big a glob on that spot. There. I always get real quiet when I focus. So I'm one of those people I can do like two things at once, maybe, but not without tripping or falling. Okay, I move the camera just a teeny bit. See if you can see me any better there. And we'll give this flower a little bit better shape. Put it down here. Okay, now I'm getting too much red on my brush or whatever color that is. I think it's Viridian. So a little bit more interest in this edging here. So what I'm using right now is a number 4 filbert brush. And there's a little petal poking out right over here, I think. And twist the brush a little bit to get that thin line. Yeah, I'm liking that. Very pretty. I like the bright colors. I wonder what an octopus could look like if it was like on a kaleidoscope, you know? I think that'd be cool. I'm just going to put a little bit of a glow around our Saturn. Not too much, just a little bit. Just for fun. Bring that up a little into that orange color. And that orange is, I think it's still a little wet from yesterday when I was streaming. I did a live stream yesterday too, because I'm really intent on getting this completed, as that is my New Year's resolution. All right, let me get back to the chat thing here. All right, some really thick paint there. And I want just a little bit more in the corners. So here we go, like a more V shape. I did not scrape off enough paint in that spot, but that's all right. All right, I think we're getting somewhere here. So this flower should be completed. I should say this whole painting, not just this flower, but this whole painting should be completed within this hour. That is my goal. Okay, I'm just smoothing that out a little bit, leaving a few, because this is very heavy, thick paint. And I will be putting some highlights on the flower to make it stand out, kind of like the one up there. So I want to make some room for that. And these are the areas where I'll be putting the highlights. So I'm just pulling off some of this excess paint. Excess paint. Gotta get that right word in there. And I believe this painting is about I think it's adopted. I'm not positive it's adopted. I have to check my emails. Um, but it's kind of basically been adopted if the person can do it, but it's still up in the air for sure. And I can also make prints of it. If you'd like a print of this painting, let me know. I believe I put my email in the screen, so if you're interested in this painting, you can let me know and can get you a print, a beautiful quality print of this painting. Okay, now I kind of covered up that red right in the middle. So when I do that, um, I will use, what do you call it, a Q-tip to take some of that paint off. And I just have to remember, where did I put my Q-tips? I put them somewhere really awesome that they'd be easy to find. Maybe it's in one of my buckets. I'm always putting things in buckets. But I do know there's another Q-tip. So we'll do the Q-tip and just put it in a little bit of paint thinner and then dab the paint thinner on the paper towel because I don't want too much. Otherwise, it'll take off way too much paint. I don't think you can see me. I mean, I can't see me. There you can see right here. I'm bringing that little bit of red back that I had lost. So I'm flipping the Q-tip around, get a little bit more thinner, soak it off on the paper towel. And where is my stick? I just made this, I forget what you call it, stick. So I can work on this without getting my hand dirty and touching the canvas. Although it doesn't really work well when you have a Q-tip with paint on the end, getting it on your hand. All right. How's that coming along? Hope you like it so far. And there's my rag. Seems like there's quite a gap here. I'm going to bring that back up and we're going to work a little bit more on the top. Okay. So I'm kind of standing back and just taking a look at it like, what colors do I want where? Uh, how do I want to finish this? And one thing I did want was to add back in some more of this teal color because this is what I originally started out with and I love that color. So I'm actually got another uh, little paint palette I prepared in advance with a little bit of, okay, where did I put you? Oh, there it is. So organized. So this is just another board because then I can just not worry. This one has so many colors on it. It's pretty full. I can't add one more color. But I'm going to steal some of this white off of here. Just a teeny smidge. And we're going to add our phthalo green. And phthalo green is one of those fun colors. Not everybody knows how to use it. I think I might have saved it. I'm keeping my colors, trying to keep them organized, the ones that I'm using. The blue green. I don't know if I put my phthalo green here. It might be on my table. So see, that is acrylic, so we don't want that one. Here's a bucket of colors. My bucket of colors. And Angie, I sure hope you're feeling better. It is no fun to be sick. We've got emerald green. We've got permanent green. Permanent light green. Where is my magic color? Viridian green. Plant green. I want to know who makes the names of all these colors, like whose job it is. Yellow, green. That's Viridian. Phthalo green. Woo! Found it. Okay. I'm excited now. Not a lot left here, but enough to get what I want done. And half the fun is getting the paint open. So it's very important to have this painting tool right here. This is my pair of pliers, and it works really good for opening the lids of bottles that are, or little tubes of paint that are stuck. I'm not using them enough times or just not. And I'm going to put some directly on the canvas right there. So I want that to be nice and dark. And I know it's going to blend in with some of this blue I put in last night. And then I will be bringing a little bit of this teal up here as well. That's my plan. And I'll keep this out in my paint colors here. So I'll remember where it is. Actually, I'll leave it right there because I'll probably be using more of it. And I've got my phthalo blue and my white, which is the most important color or non-color, depending on how you look at it. Okay. So I am going to mix this on the palette just a little bit because the white is very stiff. It's been on my other palette for a couple of days, and oils stay wet, for a long time. And I did notice the darker the color, the faster it will harden. So the blues and darker purple colors will dry, harden faster than the whites, which is just fine. And I have some white and teal on this brush. So I'm just gonna put the excess right on the canvas there. Clean off the palette knife. And I'm probably way off camera, but I'm doing all this stuff that you can't see. So I got my yellow brush, I got my blue brush, and I've got my orange brush. And we have not used those two today yet. So now I'll need my teal brush. I'm going to use this one for teal, or phthalo green actually. Getting that a little bit primed in the paint thinner. And a little bit on the brush here. And we're just going to work down here and then we'll move up to complete the painting. I think that's all I need to do. All right, back on the floor it is. And as I add the white to this phthalo green, you can see the color coming right back out like that. It goes from that dark green to these different variations of lighter greens. And I just really enjoy them next to each other. I want to leave some of it darker than others. But I did not want this area white, and for some reason I had painted it white to cover up the old painting. And you'll see a lot of painters will do that. They will um, paint over an old painting. I think I have painted 3 over this one. This is the third painting and last and final painting. I'm just going to bring some dark right down there, get that contrast in. You can use the palette knife for this, and I'd actually almost recommend that if you wanted to play with palette knives. And here's our phthalo green, which is kind of a dark teal color. And I'm just kind of moving it along, up and down. Add that variation in there. Makes it kind of interesting to look at. And I'm grabbing that chunk. And I'm going to bring it right on up, very close to that blue. And then bring it on down. So just so you all know, I am working toward getting my art to be my full-time income. That hasn't happened yet, but I am making money at it little bit by little bit. Um, I'm fortunate to have this wonderful woman who owns a restaurant and bar outside, tiki bar, and she has had me paint like all the outside walls of her restaurant and is planning on having me paint the inside behind the bar of this restaurant. And I'm so excited to do that. And so that has been a huge blessing for me. And we've got quite a bit of blue in here. I just want to add a little bit more of this teal. Just don't want too much blue. I think we've got plenty down here. Maybe just a little more in this area. And the orange is probably still wet. From last night, a little bit. So I'll be really careful. And brush strokes are going up and down, up and down. Let's see, how does that look? All right. Very fun, very fun. And I think if maybe if I move the painting in just a little bit more, see if I get this light on it more. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's looking good. Just stepping back. I'm going to move the camera really close to it so you can take a look at it more direct on, like so. And it does look like he's got some octopus ink coming down, like something scared him and he's kind of scattering away. And now we've just got to fix Saturn and then this area toward the top. So that's our goal right now. If you see anything you'd like to add, any colors you'd like to add, or think I should add, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you were to get this painting, as far as octopus paintings go on your wall, on a scale of 1 to 10, would you put this on one of your walls if you could do it? I know I'm going to put it on my wall till it's gone. Scoot this camera back over here. I do move my cameras a lot when I'm streaming, so I kind of apologize for that. Right back over here. All right. I can't wait to watch Jangalo's stream today. We get 2 or 3 Pacific time. All right, so now we're going to put some more of our teal color right up in here. I don't want to lose it. I don't want it to all just be at the bottom. A lot of the teal, well, it was the entire canvas, actually. So I'm just kind of adding a little bit more back in. Because that is my favorite color for painting. And we're just going to scumble that around into the blue areas and the white areas. This is a pretty stiff bristle brush. It's a Filbert number 4. And then a little bit of light scumbling in this area. And I put quite a bit of white on here yesterday and it's still wet. So it's going to add like a more dreamy effect. We go around our little octopus head. We came up with a name for him on my last stream, but I can't remember what it was. I think it was Athena or Athena. It's from a book someone was reading about octopus. Was it like a fantasy story, maybe? And we'll just scumble it a little bit all the way around down here. We still want to keep those lines. Don't want to lose those because that was the original look from before, as you can see. So we're going to bring some lines into this. Scumble, scumble, scumble. Lines. Through there. Okay. Looking good. I think it's looking pretty good here. Yeah. We have still some white on here from yesterday. So I'm just going to gently kind of fade in some teal because I don't want it completely teal. I like some blue in there, and I do like some of the white in here as well. Not sure what that was. Adding a little bit more of my paint thinner. And I put paint extender on my canvas, but now I can't find where I put it. Oh yeah, it was on my yellow. I'm going to add a little bit to my teal color. Can you even see me? I feel like you can't see me. There. This is fun. I have like what? I don't know how many people are watching actually. Is there anyone watching? I don't know where it says that, but it looks like I have 3 people who commented anyway. I think more than that. But I'm determined to finish this, and I normally stream at night, Tuesday and Thursday nights around 9, but I'm changing that. And I will be streaming more often and during the day. Also starting like a TikToking. So I'm going to put my TikTok uh, link on to my bio. TikTok was telling me what to do. It's like, you need to TikTok. I'm like, you need to live stream. I'm like, okay. So I tried it. It wasn't horrible. I like my YouTube community and my YouTube friends so much that I missed everybody. And growing a whole new uh, following on another platform is not something that I was looking forward to really. And I want a little bit of teal in here. And there is some white in here, so I'm going to be blending that in just a little bit. It's nice and light touch here. Let me get that in there. Try not to break my back punching over too much. I like that. That's nice. Just some color splotches here and there. Get it just right. If that's the thing. And then a little bit of dark going just down here. Accent that. Okay, how's it looking? PDG. I'd say pure, pretty down good. What else do we need? I'm not really sure. We've got some good color going on. I'd say with the, let me bring this up just a teeny bit. Some really good color going on. Good colors. Really happy with them. I think we'll bring this down just a teeny bit more. That'll look good. I have one more octopus arm. It's kind of, I guess it's kind of going around that one. So this would be one arm, and then this arm kind of comes out and around the outside of the arm underneath. I'm just going to scumble that in because there is some white there still from before. Bring that down a little bit here. Really liking that look. I'm doing a lot of little scumbling with the stiff bristle brush. And some of the paint is dry, like I said, and some is wet because I've been working on it for a while. And is anyone else having an issue with the time change at all? Because I'm telling you what, that's not my favorite thing. I just want it to stay one time and one time only. Because the sun doesn't change, the sky and the stars don't change. But why do we have to change our clocks? Plus, Florida voted against it, but they're still doing it anyway. So, you know what I mean? Okay. We're getting our teal back in here. And then I'll probably add a little bit of blue or something, possibly. But I'm pretty close to being done. Feeling good about it. It's another thing that's the hardest thing to do with when you're oil painting. Well, doing any painting, acrylic, any kind of painting, is knowing when you're done. That's like one of the biggest things is like, am I done yet? Are we there yet? Yeah. And I'm just finding like white areas that are too white and filling those in just very lightly, scumbling with this brush. I don't have music on. I'm not sure how to, like, I want to add music while I'm doing streaming, so you have something to listen to besides me blabbing or silence if I'm not blab, well, I should say blabbing, but explaining the process or whatever, chit-chatting. All right. So how fun is this? I think we're just about there. The octopus is looking really good. Oh, thank you for the hearts. Appreciate that. I think my camera tilted. Is that straighter maybe? Oh, it is tilted. There. Okay. Bring that back. Hey, Zelf Elf! Love the hair bun. Octopus looks great. Thanks, Zelf Elf. So good to see you. I hope you're at a stop sign. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to scumble a little bit of teal coming up here a little bit too. I don't want it to just end there. Kind of bring that into the blue a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of a warm day today. We're getting our Florida summers back, which is kind of cool. Well, I should say kind of hot. It's kind of awesome. So we had a really cold winter. I had to wear a lot of sweaters, which I don't normally wear a lot of sweaters. This flower is still too wet for me to finish, so I'll be working on that. Um, I'm gonna have to wait for that yellow to dry a bit, so probably till tomorrow. So I always plan on getting these done same day, but with oils, it does take time to dry, and I use quite a bunch of paint there. Which, by the way, I can see it needs a little teal coming around the edges here. So let's get that in there. And I'm going to put the light teal first. Just because I want to make sure I block in where I want it, and then I'll add some of the darker teal. So, and now I'm grabbing a little bit of that orange just on the edges to bring it in around these other colors here. But not too much, because then it'll just look muddy. That's where this comes in, scraping off some paint. And time to use the red brush. This is my red brush. It really helps save on paint thinner when you adjust your um, you know, scrape it off on your cloth first, instead of just putting a gob of paint in your paint thinner and cleaning your brush off, because you're wasting a lot of paint and thinner. This way, it's just the paint. All right, so what else was I doing? Oh yes, the red, blending this in a little bit, just a teeny bit more. It's quite a fun color to play with. I like this orangey color. And I'm mushing it up and around the red, like that. Okay. Now the other color I'm using is all of these out. I'm not using. And I have been using ultra blue, but not that color, but yes, this color. So I'm keeping the colors I'm using out here in this container. It's good to keep track of the colors you're using on your painting. So, and I'm trying to organize them into categories, and I'm using so many colors. Yeah, I think maybe a little bit more orange would be good in some areas, just for a nice pop of color. It's just a little bit too soft for me. So I'm going to add some little pop of color around. And this is a filbert brush as well. I'm using all filbert brushes for this painting right now. I haven't used filberts for the entire painting, but for this whole day, I've been using filberts. And this little bit of a red tint of red color. Some more of that. And bring that down right into the orange. Little bit of paint thinner because my paint has been here for a couple days and it's getting kind of hard. So it's not as flowy as I'd like it to be. Okay. And I think it's the camera angle. Let me try something here. Try to see if you can see me and the painting. Is that any better? Um, Self Elf. How's your day going? I always like to know what state you're in. Not state of mind, but actual state. Okay. So I'm not really sure what to do with this color, so I'm just kind of scumbling it around until something comes to me, or it just looks like it belongs there. But I like the dark contrasting color. And then I'm going to grab a little orange and throw that on there. This is so awesome. Very fun painting to do, actually. It's letting all the creative juices flow. I'm getting a little bit of teal on here, so I got to wipe that off. All right. So I'd say we're just about done here. Maybe I should move it. I'm going to bring this in just a little bit more so you can see it a little closer. And maybe down just a bit. Oops, maybe this one goes down. There we go. How awesome is that? Bring this over a little more so you can just see the painting. I think I'm pretty much almost done for today anyway. The only thing I want to do is this is a moon and it's bright yellow and I don't want it to be bright yellow, so I want to do something with the moon. I haven't actually decided yet, so I'm going to leave it for now. I'm looking at the colors. The only other thing I want to do maybe is blend in a little more white around this area. And I'll use this brush here. Prime that in my paint thinner and grab some white and I'm going to just do this. Throw some white on there. So I want to blend that a little bit more, just a little lighter. So I'm kind of taking the brush like so and putting the white where I want to have it eventually be faded into, and then bringing it up into this semi-dried um, magenta color. It's actually called quinacridone violet. And just carefully making little scumbly turning motions. And cleaning your brush is very important. You want to keep cleaning your brush. I'm going to move the camera back just a little bit more. Everyone's going to love this video because the camera's like back and forth here and there and all over the place. But it is fun. It's definitely a fun painting to do. And I'm just so excited to be here with you, and that you're sharing my channel with me. And hopefully this painting, like I always watch other painters on YouTube and watch their techniques and see how they paint. And of course, always compare myself to other painters. Like, I'll never be as good as that painter, or that painter sucks. I'm way better than that one. But I like the way that their process is, or something. And everyone has a different view of what they like their art to look like or to be like. What they're interested in. A lot of people like abstract art or surrealism. I like a surrealism type of thing. I'm bringing a little bit of purple down into this blue. And then I'm going to add just a touch because it's drying a little too much for me to blend. So I'm going to have to add a little bit more of that violet color, the quinacridone. Yeah, I'm not even going to keep trying to say it. Quinacridone? Quinacridone, I think. Violet. Probably if I read it and looked at it, it would tell me. It is quinacridone. Yes, quinacridone violet from M. Graham and Company. Right, let's get our dark back in there. That's good. And now, just with a light touch, kind of pull that out a little bit into the whiter area. Clean the brush and do it a little bit on the lower side, just a little lower than we just did, just to get that blending look in there. Flip the brush over, clean it off, and last time, just kind of right between there. And I'm seeing something really cool here, so I'm going to add a line in here. And here. This is another part of this painting that's a curious thing that may or may not belong here. There we go. Very fun. How's that looking? Let me know what you think in the comments below. It looks like my phone needs to be recharged. Luckily, I have my charger right here handy. It used to hold a charge for a long time, and then all of a sudden it decided to stop. All right. So it doesn't really look like I have a lot of people watching. Which brush is my green brush? One of these I was using for green. That one's really big, so I'm gonna use this little guy. He may have been purple before, but today he's gonna be green. And to make my green, I take a little bit of blue and mix it with the yellow. And depending on which blue and yellow you use is which kind of green you're gonna get. So I just kind of wanted to bring that all down here. And add a teeny bit of yellow. A little bit more yellow up here. And a little bit more blue. Just to show some form and separation from the arm of the octopus to the stem of this flower. A little bit more darker blue. In this one, I'm using my phthalo blue, just straight up. With the same brush because the blue will dominate over the green. And now we're going to shade that a little bit with that darker blue, and it's just going to grab that green or the yellow and just make it a darker green. A little bit more yellow here. Don't want that too dark. Yeah, I actually watch a lot of other artists with their painting endeavors, and I learn a lot from other artists as well. So just a couple little details. A little blue, a little green. A little darker blue down here. And then on the other side, you won't be able to see it for a minute because I need to. And I'm putting some blue right in here. And this is a detail you'll see when you see the painting up close. Now I'm working on getting a way so you can see my palette, the painting, and my face all at the same time. So I don't have to move the camera all the time. Which color was this? Oh yes, green. Okay, so my teal, oh, this brush here. Now I'm going to use my quinacridone violet Adding a little bit more paint thinner to my palette since it is um, drying out so much. And I want this to be a little darker down and around here. There we go. Kind of slowly blend that in. And then bringing it down inside. So there's a lot of shape. There's a lot going on with this awesome painting. I hope you're enjoying it. I think it's time for a couple little highlights and then I can kind of end this stream and do the the last touches, like on this flower here, some highlights and lowlights as well. Right. Well, how fun is this painting? It looks like I have 8 likes. Thank you guys for liking this painting. Oh yes, this is where I was going to put the highlights. I totally forgot. Just right around this area and some up here. That's already mostly dry. A little bit there and some right along here as well. So this leg kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit. So I'll add a little bit of highlight there. And a little bit more definition to the tentacles down here below. And I just swirl my filbert brush around for that to get that look in that I want for the tentacles. So I don't want anything too much, too defined. And we're giving him a nice swirly arm. One more time. Going right around like so. All right, now this concludes this stream. I'm going to go ahead and close out for now. Oh, I think I did forget a couple things, actually. Some little bluer down here. Not too much, just a little bit. Okay. How fun is that? Got all kinds of fun in this painting. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share it with you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Um, Trying to keep my hands semi-clean. All right. So thank you once again for joining me. I'm gonna close this out for today on YouTube, and uh, and I will also stream. Well, let's see. This coming week is going to be tough because of family uh, things going on. So I'm not going to be able to stream uh, as much as I would like this next week. So yeah, forgive me, but I'm excited I was able to get in today on a Monday, and I did stream yesterday on TikTok, and I'll probably stream a little bit later on TikTok again today to finish this off because I'm experimenting with that platform. I'll put a link to my TikTok uh, in my bio on YouTube. Thank you for watching. You guys have a great week, and also don't forget to be your creative self.